You're watching Good Morning Basin on ABC Big 2.
Now at 6, Ukrainians are pleading for help. We break down the billions in aid the U.S. is sending overseas.
And a family on edge, why police are asking for your help.
And eyes on the road. I'm Tatiana Battle, and I'll tell you how distracted driving could put your life at risk.
Well, good morning, Basin. I'm Matt Fonts.
And I'm Samantha Smrechniak. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I hope you've had a good week so far because things are changing a little bit, especially weather-wise here as we hit that midweek mark.
The wind that we saw coming into work this morning was wild.
It was, oh my goodness, it was so hard to even walk outside. Let's check in now with our meteorologist, Ryan Phillips. And Ryan, please tell us that this wind is going to die down throughout the morning.
Throughout the morning, it's still going to be windy, but hey, throughout the afternoon, lighter winds. So that's certainly something good news. If you guys want to enjoy the outdoors later in the day, will be better. A chilly start, temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s this morning with, strong winds blowing dust, warming up to 71 degrees. Average high 78 degrees. So we're going to be back below normal and much cooler than yesterday afternoon where we did reach 91 degrees, just shy of that daily record high of 92 degrees yesterday. We do see those strong winds sustained from 20 to 30 miles per hour this morning, gusting over 40 miles per hour. But take a look at this. Lighter winds, as I promised, later this afternoon as a high pressure moves on in. But also the bigger story will be the below normal temperatures. Current temperature in the Tall City, 53 degrees, 40s in the northern basin, 60s and 70s in the southern basin, where that cold front hasn't come through. A toasty 70 degrees in Presidio. But I'll be talking about the basin-wide cool air for the next few days. Back to you guys.
And the threat of wildfires are here in the basin with the windy weather. Midland, Howard, and Pecos counties have all issued a disaster declaration. The one for Pecos will stay in place for 7 days unless the county judge decides to extend it. The county is under a burn ban as well. And with the threat of wildfires, the Texas A&M Forest Service is asking you to be extra careful when doing any outdoor activities that could cause a spark. TFS says to be sure that your trailer chains are not dragging along the highway while we are in this dry season. And Big Bend National Park is temporarily closing parts of its trails so a scheduled burn of the park can be done. Daniels Ranch area, the Rio Grande Village Nature Trail, and the Rio Grande Village boat launch will be closed today and tomorrow.
Well, taking a live look for you at 6:02 this morning at Loop 250 and Midland Drive. A few cars out there, but nothing too much to be concerned about. We will continue to keep you updated on your morning commute. And we also have a traffic alert for you this morning. Before you head out the door, road crews will be working on road repairs on Highway 191 in Odessa near Faudree. TxDOT says Yukon Road will be closed for the duration of this work, and it's expected to last for 2 months. And new this morning, it's Distracted Driving Awareness Month, and TxDOT is asking drivers to put the phones down and keep their eyes on the road. ABC Big 2's Tatiana Battle joins us now live in Odessa.
And Tatiana, TxDOT shares some shocking numbers about accidents caused by distracted driving.
Yeah, good morning, guys. TxDOT says that the 2 leading causes of accidents in the state of Texas are speeding and distracted driving, with construction zones being the most common location where those accidents happen. Now, big cities and rural areas from AAA says that 2019 to 2021, the number of people killed by distracted drivers has gone up. And just last year, more than 26,000 accidents happened in work zones across the state. Now, here are some safety tips to keep in mind while driving in a work zone. TxDOT says to slow down in those work zones and look out for crews, and also leave more room between you and the other car in front of you. And lastly, it's a state law to move over and slow down for emergency cars. Now, the department says that nearly 300 people died in work zone related crashes. Reporting live in Odessa, Tatiana Battle, ABC Big 2 News.
Now, the department says again that nearly 300 people died in work zones in 2021. So TxDOT is asking drivers to be more mindful on the road with National Work Zone Awareness Week coming up.
That's right. And with more construction in the area, the organization asks that you drive with caution through work zones.
Developing now on ABC Big 2 News.
Developing now this morning, the White House is set to announce additional aid to Ukraine for anti-tank missiles and more sanctions against Russia. It's in response to the disturbing and gruesome images that continue to come out of the war zones in Ukraine. President Zelensky is pleading for the UN Security Council to act as the Kremlin claims the images are a hoax. ABC's M. Nguyen has the latest from Washington.
Russian troops are moving away from around the capital of Kyiv, revealing in its path horrific scenes of death and destruction. In Bucha, bodies lay out in the open. This civilian telling ABC's James Longman the Russian soldiers told all men to go outside to check their papers. He says if they were younger than 50, they were killed on the spot. He was 53. In besieged Mariupol, civilians are still trapped, running low on resources. Here, long lines of people waiting for food. President Volodymyr Zelensky, in his first address to the United Nations Security Council since the Russian invasion, calling on the world to act.
They were killed in their apartments, houses, blowing up grenades. The civilians were crushed by tanks while sitting in their cars in the middle of the road, just for their pleasure.
Adding the UN isn't carrying out functions for which it was created. Now, the Biden administration is sending an additional $100 million in security assistance to Ukraine, helping its military secure more Javelin anti-armor systems. The Pentagon saying the administration has now committed more than $2.4 billion to Ukraine. The U.S. also set to announce new sanctions against family members of Russian officials, as well as a ban on all new investments in Russia. The European Union reportedly proposing sanctions directly against Vladimir Putin's two daughters. This comes as the U.S., the U.K., and Australia announced they're teaming up to work on hypersonic weapons, the center of a new arms race with China and Russia. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
And you can read more about the refugees leaving Ukraine and how people are stepping up to help right now on the Your Basin app.
Also developing now at 6, police in Andrews have found a suspect in connection to a theft. Officers say Tyler Rogers stole a vehicle and packages around the area. Rogers is now in custody in Gaines County. And police are still searching for a Midland man who's been missing for 4 days now. Nathaniel Machuco was on his way to Andrews when he vanished. ABC Big 2's Rachel Hallam sat down with his family who just want answers.
Midland police are asking for any help from the community to help find a missing man. 25-year-old Nathaniel Machuco was last seen on Sunday morning and was on his way to Andrews. Now his family just wants him home safe and as soon as possible.
This out of nowhere, he's gone, missing. We just don't know.
On Sunday, April 3rd, the Midland Police Department says 25-year-old Nathaniel Machuco left Midland and drove to visit his mother in Andrews, but he never made it. Now Machuco's brother Jaden and the rest of his family are scrambling to find any information they can to bring their loved one home.
It's very hard, especially for my mom and dad. We've actually been searching around and everything, just looking in everywhere that we can find, just to find him and hopefully bring him back home safe, make sure he's safe. It's our main priority.
Jaden says his brother Nathaniel was never the type to disappear like this, and even says their father taught them to always return home.
And another thing that my dad brought up was like, hey, it's very weird that he went missing, because even when we were younger, he's taught us to always find our way back home. So it's just super rare for something like this to happen.
Nathaniel's mother, Mary Helen, says she's very distraught by the idea of her son being somewhere she doesn't know.
He knows that I get very worried, so that's why I'm trying to look for him right now, just see him, see if he's okay.
She says she can't even begin to comprehend what has happened to her son and says that her worst fears have come to life.
That's my worst worst nightmare. I don't know, it hurts. I just want to see him. I just want to go.
The Machuco family is praying for his safe return soon.
Please, baby, if you see this, please call me. We're worried.
worried about you. You're not in trouble or nothing. Just let us know you're okay. Come home.
Now, if at any point you have any information about Machuco or where he might be, call Midland Police immediately. Reporting in studio, Rachel Hallam, ABC Big 2 News.
Now, if you know where Nathaniel Machuco may be, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. You can also submit a tip anonymously through the app. And you can read more about that missing man and learn how to report a tip on your phone with the Your Basin app. You can download it on the Apple App Store or Google Play.
Coming up, Ector County students could soon be getting a brand new place to learn. We have a sneak peek of the new high school that's in the works.
And a strong cold front is marching through the basin with strong winds and much cooler weather compared to 24 hours ago. High temperatures back below normal and lighter winds as high pressure takes over this afternoon. Even lighter winds and even cooler weather as we head into tomorrow. But I'll be talking about the resurgence in those temperatures later this weekend.
Citron's Used Auto Parts is 24 acres with thousands of used parts for early and late model vehicles. Why buy new when used will do? Citron's Used Auto Parts has ready-to-use motors, transmissions, and body parts, along with standard 30-day warranties. Save money at Citron's Used Auto Parts in West Odessa on Business 20 between West Loop 338 and FM 1936. Call Citron's today at 432-381-2401. See how you can save money and get your vehicle back on the road. 432-381-2401.
Fast Line Striping and Seal Coating offers a full range of parking lot services. Line striping, seal coating, crack repairs, thermoplastic, stenciling, and so much more. With our top-of-the-line equipment and knowledgeable experts, you'll not be disappointed. No matter how big or small, Fast Line Striping and Seal Coating will get the job done quick, efficient, and affordable. Call 432-248-5519.
You are inventive. You are passionate.
You are strong.
You are ambitious.
You are powerful.
You are creative.
You are ready.
This is the sound of connecting,
Good morning.
of learning, creating, competing, bonding.
How's he doing?
A lot better.
This is the sound of fast, reliable internet. A fiber-powered network.
Push.
Delivering speeds up to 1 gig.
Absolutely.
And whole home Wi-Fi. So all your devices stay connected. This is the sound of Sparklight. A stronger connection. And now, your local weather authority forecast.
Boy, oh boy, it's a windy and dusty start in the Tall City. In the live look, we do notice the camera is shaking, dusty conditions. Visibility has gone up over the past couple of hours since that cold front has come through. Much cooler weather than 24 hours ago. Temperatures warming up today in the 60s and 70s. Lighter winds eventually on its way. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. And an elevated risk of fire potential as well. Now, speaking of that cold front that came through on our Doppler radar, this is not rain that we're seeing. This is blowing dust, and that cold front sweeping its way through the eastern part of our viewing area, still sagging its way farther to the south in the Permian Basin. That's something that we have to track. And with that, stronger winds gusting 60 miles per hour in the Guadalupe Mountains, sustained at 41 miles per hour. Take a look at this. Northeasterly winds sustained at 20 to 30 miles per hour in the Permian Basin, but a little bit less windy out in front of that cold front. But that's going to change in those southern areas as that cold front comes through and sweeps its way through. But take a look at this. Lighter winds later this afternoon as a high pressure takes hold. Lighter winds, more pleasant conditions, and mild conditions this afternoon. But we got to get through the chillier and windier and dustier conditions this morning, temperatures starting off in the 40s and lower 50s, warming up in the 60s and 70s with more sunshine later in the day, lighter winds, and really pleasant conditions to enjoy the outdoors later today. Average high 78 degrees. I do think we'll reach 71 degrees today, so back below normal for many locations, including the Tall City. 50s and 60s, even in the higher elevations, 70s and 80s in the southern Permian Basin, where that cold front hasn't quite made its way through yet, but that's going to change overnight. Widespread 30s and 40s, below freezing temperatures potentially in the northern basin, upper 30s, and even some lower 40s near Marfa and Alpine. Low temperature in the Tall City tonight, 36 degrees, clear skies, northeasterly winds sustained at 10 to 15 miles per hour at times, making it feel below freezing. So bundle up this morning, and especially bundle up as we head into tomorrow. Do you see that cold front sweeping its way through? High pressures taking its place with lighter winds this afternoon and hardly any clouds across the Permian Basin, and very similar conditions tomorrow as that cold front is nowhere to be seen. High pressure in the center of Texas. Temperatures warming up tomorrow in the 60s and 70s, even cooler compared to this afternoon. Low temperature 36 degrees with much lighter winds, dry conditions, so very pleasant weather conditions for tomorrow. And that's going to be the big story later today and tomorrow and for Friday. But as we head into the weekend, warmer, breezier, and more humid. Our next best chance of rain on Sunday before drying out early next week.
Thank you, Ryan. And here's a live look at I-20 and JBS Parkway. Traffic is picking up a little bit out there, but still moving along very nicely, so no backups in that area to report for your commute.
Well, oil executives have been summoned to Capitol Hill to talk about high gas prices today. Jane King is at the NASDAQ with those stories and more.
Good morning. Big oil executives will have to answer questions about high gas prices today. The near record high prices pose a significant issue for President Biden and Democrats, so they'll be called to testify in Washington today. Well, the Dow lost 200 points. The NASDAQ fell as the Federal Reserve member said they may have to be more aggressive in raising interest rates this year. The FDA is investigating illnesses linked to Lucky Charms. General Mills told the New York Post last week it did not believe its cereal was making people sick, but there is an ongoing review on it. And JetBlue Airways made a $3.6 billion all-cash offer for Spirit Airlines. The bid comes less than 2 months after Spirit and Frontier agreed to merge. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King. That's your money.
And you can get all the latest business headlines sent straight to your phone with the Your Basin app. You can download it on the Apple App Store or Google Play. A Midland College English honors student got the chance to spend some time in Georgia. The Sigma Tau Delta Conference brought together students from all over to participate in a roundtable session to promote change in their areas. The SKD will be adding 69 new members into their chapter. And tonight, Midland College will be hosting its Distinguished Lecture Series. Journalist and novelist Bob Woodward will be speaking at the event. As part of this series, Woodward will be answering questions from the Midland community. Now, if you would like to attend, the event starts at 7 p.m. and is free for everyone to attend. It will be at the Al G. Langford Chaparral Center on the Midland College main campus.
And this morning, we're taking a closer look at a new high school that could be coming to Ector County ISD. We first told you about this back in February after ECISD trustees voted to approve a bond proposal. The nearly $400 million proposal consists of two props. One of them would set aside money for a new high school. Our Madeline Bierster sat down with ECISD superintendent to talk about what this means for the district.
Now, this vote from the board came after a recommendation from a community bond committee after evaluating ECISD's facilities. The funds for this new school would roughly cost $183 million.
But it will take at least 1 year simply to plan and develop, prepare the site, develop the drawings, really listen to and work with our community and educators to understand what happens, and then 2 full years of construction. We anticipate opening that new high school in August of 2025.
The building is estimated to be around 400,000 square feet and hold anywhere from 2,500 to 2,800 students. The idea is to help the overcrowding at Odessa and Permian high schools.
And so students would come from our 2 existing large campuses, Odessa and Permian. And so if we removed 1,000 kids from each of those campuses, the teachers that currently support them, that number of teachers would follow into that new high school.
The funds from Prop B would also go towards new furnishings and equipment for the new school. The land for the school was already purchased several years ago.
But that property was purchased by the board in 2015, and we have designated that property as the home of a new high school.
There has been a big majority for this construction after a community survey.
The bond committee conducted a survey of 1,000 registered voters in Ector County, and the preponderance of those voters, when asked about construction of a new high school or just high school options, supported the construction of a new high school to relieve overcrowding at Odessa High School in Permian.
If passed, planning and development would begin immediately.
But daily now, as we have conversations, we've heard not only from lots of parents, but business leaders in the community, former students of Odessa and Permian, current students of Odessa and Permian. So all seem to understand the need.
If both props pass, it would increase the tax rate to 15 cents a home, valued at $100,000 or $12 a month. It wouldn't cost anything for resident homesteads 65 and older. Voters will have the opportunity to vote on both propositions, and it is possible one proposition could pass while the other could fail.
And to learn more about the propositions being voted on and the new high school, head on over to yourbasin.com. Coming up, summer is almost here, and if you're looking to get swimsuit ready, we'll show you a new app that uses virtual reality to help get you into shape.
In this morning's GMA First Look, skyrocketing airfares.
We do expect airfare to continue to rise all the way into June.
According to Hopper.com, domestic flights are up 40% for the beginning of the year, now averaging $330 round trip. At international trips, $810. Experts say you may want to consider booking that summer trip now. But remember, there are still deals to be had.
Just because average flights are getting a little bit more expensive doesn't mean that this is the end of cheap flights. On the contrary, we are still living in the golden age of cheap flights, and it's important not to lose sight of the fact that airfare is way down over the past decade.
So how can you get the flight you want without breaking the bank? We'll have the expert tips coming up at 7 a.m. With this GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults. With Dupixent, you can show more skin with less eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
New this morning, it's a real workout, but it happens in the virtual world.
It's an app called Supernatural, which lets you box, meditate, and stretch using VR.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Rich Tamiro is going to try it out for us in today's Tech Smart.
Fitness comes in many forms, and now you can work out in virtual reality. The locations are exotic, but the action is real.
So around the wrist, because
safety first, don't want this to fly off my hand. I'm being outfitted for a workout from a fitness app called Supernatural. So already I've been transported to this amazing mountaintop. It lets you box, meditate, or stretch in virtual reality. The sun actually looks like the moon. Oh. Instead of a bike or treadmill, you use a $300 VR headset called Meta Quest, formerly Oculus, made by the parent company of Facebook.
you feel like you are completely present in what you're doing, and you're just moving your body to music and kind of playing this sport of the future.
Leanne Pedante is a trainer and head of fitness for Supernatural.
It absolutely is a very different way to work out, and I think this is here to stay.
Once you're inside the headset, the real world melts away. I can see the earth and the horizon. I mean, when was the last time you worked out on the moon? Suddenly, you're in an exotic location, like a mountaintop. getting the hang of it. After a bit of instruction, I was using boxing motions to punch away approaching orbs. It really looks like these things are coming at me. And ducking left and right. It's getting tougher.
Always bringing your hands back into that guard. Elbows close to the body. With VR, you get to be fully immersed in what you're doing.
So much so that you have to be careful. Stay there. I accidentally hit my photographer. He's okay, but I didn't realize he was there. Since you can't see around you, it's best to find an open, safe place to work out. My heart rate's at 120, which means I was getting a little bit of a workout there. While video games are often associated with the couch, VR fitness is a fun and innovative way to get up and move. Supernatural is $19 a month or $180 for the year, and they're always adding new workouts. Meta, the parent of Facebook, is in the process of buying the entire company, and I believe we are just at the beginning of this type of VR fitness entertainment, and it will just continue to grow in popularity. All right, if you want to learn more, you can go to my website. It is richontech.tv. I'm Rich DeMuro, and you are Tech Smart.
I'm sold.
Right? Super cool. Although I am worried in my apartment, I'd probably like smash my TV or something. Yeah, exactly.
We need to go to like an open field out back here or something like that. All right, well, you can also download the app to your phone.
Yeah, it's available in the Play Store, on Androids, and the Apple App Store.
Well, next at 6:30, you could be paying more for your next flight. We'll break down how much your next round-trip ticket could cost you.
And it's a dusty start across Midland and Odessa. A strong cold front has made its way through. Much cooler weather, but a high pressure will take place this afternoon with much lighter winds, below normal temperatures for today. And as we head into tomorrow with sunny skies, and I'll be tracking the warmer air later this week.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Sparklight, a stronger connection.
In today's Tech Bites, Twitter says it will begin testing an edit button this year. It would allow you to edit your tweets after posting them. The announcement comes after new board member Elon Musk polled his followers about wanting the feature, but Twitter says it had been working on an edit button since last year. Instacart will now compensate workers who get stiffed on tips through a practice known as tip baiting. That's when customers zero out the tip after an order is delivered without issue. The company's new tip protection policy will cover up to $10 of the shopper's missed tip. Finally, Google Maps is adding more detail to help you get to where you're going. One update will show drivers toll prices along their routes, and maps are being improved with the addition of traffic lights and stop signs, and they may be customizing to your liking as well. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Dad, we got this.
We got this.
Let me check out the time, okay?
We got this.
We got this.
We got this. We got this. We got this.
Life is for living.
We got this.
Let's partner for all of it. Edward Jones.
New PolyGrip Power. Hold and seal. Clinically proven to give strongest hold. Plus, seals out 5 times more food particles. Fear no food. New PolyGrip Power, Hold and Seal.
More and more cat parents are feeding Tastefuls from Blue Buffalo because it's tasty and healthy. Wow. And now Blue Tastefuls comes in single-serve portions. Just snap it, peel it, pop it, chop it. Pick up Tastefuls singles and find out why one taste is all it takes.
This is a dream come true for me. I dreamed of having my own show since I was a little girl. I was born in Los Angeles, raised in a really tiny town outside of Sacramento. I've worked all over the country in various cities, and one thing I've noticed that everybody has in common, they all want to feel better. My personal purpose is to have conversations that bring us back together. I want to be able to give voice to your story. We are a quilt of different stories, and those stories are going to be knit together in Morning in America.
The Bachelor, live on stage, hosted by Becca Kufrin.
Feel
love Bachelor at all, you will love this.
Starring the cast of recent seasons as your on-stage Bachelor.
It's a season of The Bachelor unfolding in front of your eyes.
It's just a completely different experience than sitting at home watching it on the couch.
Experience the ultimate Bachelor Nation fan party.
Seeing it really live, you feel like you're in the mansion.
A wildly flirtatious and interactive evening. The Bachelor, live on stage. Friday, April 22nd. Get tickets at WagnerNoel.com.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Live, you're watching Good Morning Basin on ABC Big 2.
Now at 6:30, a controversial bill could be coming to our state. We'll explain why.
Plus, Governor Abbott is vowing to win over a large demographic in November's general election, who he's working to appeal to on the campaign trail.
And inflation is hurting everyone's pockets. We have some tips to keep household expenses down.
And now, your ABC Big 2 weather right now.
Well, first we're going to send things over to meteorologist Ryan DePhillips. And Ryan, I think it's the perfect morning and day to use Dusty and Gusty.
Yes, certainly.
That is for sure. Especially, I mean, yesterday it was so hot. So we're really seeing just such a difference.
Absolutely.
Did you guys get outside at all yesterday? Or
I was outside a little bit, but I really felt it this morning when we came in. Is when I was
really
like,
did.
Yeah.
It was insane out there.
I know yesterday was just a little bit of a preview of what's to come this morning. And Ryan, are things going to die down anytime soon?
Die down later in the afternoon. That's why I don't get a car wash, because of how often it is windy here in the Permian Basin. And yeah, it was windy yesterday and very warm, but much cooler for this morning. We do notice current temperature 53 degrees, 40s and lower 50s in the northern basin, but out in front of that cold front, 60s and 70s, 66 degrees in Alpine, 71 degrees in Presidio. So fairly mild conditions, again, out in front of that cold front. So warmer air than 24 hours ago, 25 degrees warmer in places like Marfa, cooler air in the northern part of our viewing area. But again, below normal temperatures will be the big story basin-wide today. High temperature 71 degrees, low temperature of 48 degrees compared to normal. We're going to be below normal during the afternoon. 78 degrees is our average high. Tracking those winds, we do notice really strong right now, but subsiding in intensity later today. And I'll be talking about the below normal temperatures for a majority of the week. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Taking a live look for you this morning at Loop 250 in Tremont. Not too many cars out there just yet on those roadways, so nothing too much to be concerned about, but we will continue to keep you updated on your morning commute. And today, major oil company executives will be at Capitol Hill. The House subcommittee will hold a hearing to ask them about the rising gas prices and oil production. Lawmakers say this hearing is necessary because some fear the oil industry is profiting from the war in Ukraine. And a report from flight aggregator Hopper says that domestic flights are up 40% since the start of the year. The average round-trip domestic flight now costs more than $300, and prices are expected to continue rising in the coming months.
We are your local election headquarters, and as the November general election inches closer, Governor Abbott is vowing to win the Hispanic vote. He made the promise in San Antonio while speaking at a luncheon for conservative Latinos. The governor told the crowd he expects Republicans to win South Texas counties that have long been Democratic strongholds. And you can follow Governor Abbott along the campaign trail on the Your Basin app.
Now to an update this morning to a story we've been following closely on ABC Big 2 News. DeAndre Martin, the man accused of being the gunman of the deadly mass shooting in Sacramento, had his first appearance in court. Police say he's facing firearm charges, but not murder charges. Now we're learning that his brother, Smiley Martin, has also been arrested. He's also facing firearm charges, and the next court date for DeAndre Martin is set for April 26th. In another story we've been following, Melissa Lucio, the mother convicted of killing her 2-year-old daughter, may not face execution. Lucio's lawyers say her confession was unreliable because of her story of being abused. However, the Texas Attorney General's office says Lucio's attorneys have not presented evidence yet to support her acquittal.
Developing now on ABC Big 2 News.
As refugees are leaving Ukraine, more are coming to the U.S. border looking for a place to stay. This week, volunteers in Tijuana say they've seen 2,500 Ukrainians pass through the border. Many are concerned about what this could mean for Title 42, which was the public health order put in place to keep migrants out during the pandemic. Right now, lawmakers are still debating whether to end the asylum policy. And in Russia, Vladimir Putin is largely able to control what people in the country hear about the war. So now a group of Russian-speaking volunteers are taking action. They're making cold calls to Russians to inform them about what's really going on in Ukraine. The group estimates it has about 30,000 to 40,000 volunteers around the world.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has announced he wants to create a Texas version of a new law in Florida that stirred up quite a bit of controversy nationwide. Critics are calling it the Don't Say Gay bill. Our Jayla Washington has more on what this law could look like in Texas.
Texas has recently seen an uproar in protest. The LGBTQ community feeling like their rights are being attacked.
I found out when I was in around first grade that I was gay. I was severely bullied.
This preteen told me back in March, now bullying isn't what he's most worried about. Some lawmakers want Texas to create a law like House Bill 1557 in Florida. It would ban schools from teaching kids in grades below 4th about sexual orientation and gender identity. It would also give parents or anyone the right to sue a district if they believe the law was broken.
I think it doesn't go far enough that the bill should include all grade levels. I'd like to know exactly how it's harming anybody. We didn't talk about these things in school when I was growing up.
Evan Donovan, a politics reporter, has followed the progression of the Florida bill.
What it's looked like for us is trying to accurately represent what it says in the bill, while also representing what the opponents of the bill say is already happening to it, which is that it's having a chilling effect on speech in classrooms. It goes into effect on July 1st. There's already been a lawsuit trying to stop it.
Other aspects of the bill aren't as controversial.
It does things like forces school districts to notify parents if there's a change in their student services, forces them to respond to parental concerns within a week.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says this bill would be a priority in next year's session.
Now, as she mentioned, the bill has not made its way to Texas yet, but it is something that Lieutenant Patrick says he is prioritizing next session, and that's going to be starting in January of 2023.
Meanwhile, a federal program that launched during the start of the pandemic has helped thousands of people in Houston with free internet access. It's called the Affordable Connectivity Program, and its goal is to help low-income families get internet access. The program has helped veterans, young kids, and people with disabilities who qualify for government benefits like food stamps or Medicaid. Now you can read more stories across Texas with the Your Basin app. You can download it on the Apple App Store or Google Play. Well, as prices continue to rise across the country, lawmakers are working to find out if corporations are taking advantage of Americans and actually fueling inflation. Basil John has more on their investigation.
Some members of Congress are worried this will further separate average Americans from the top 1%, while others say companies are not the problem.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders says big corporations are using the pandemic and war in Ukraine to make money.
During all of this instability, that this be a moment in which large corporations continue to enjoy huge profits.
During a Senate Budget Committee hearing, Sanders accused companies like Tyson and Amazon, who he said prioritize corporate greed, for causing inflation.
Corporations are making record-breaking profits and over 700 billionaires in America became nearly $2 trillion wealthier.
Rhode Island Senator Sheldon Whitehouse says competition usually drives the price of items down, but there isn't enough in the gas or meat industry.
Is there something unusual about those two markets that seemingly causes this market theory not to pertain in those markets?
A relatively few number of producers who can easily coordinate their production.
Sanders and Whitehouse believe these corporations deserve a windfall tax for their profiteering, but Republicans say Democrats are pointing the finger at the wrong culprit.
Best cause for inflation lies in the policy choices of this administration.
South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham says higher corporate taxes aren't a solution.
If we impose new taxes now on businesses who've changed their business model in light of COVID, we're going to make a huge mistake.
Graham says this issue should be decided by the voters in November.
Now we're all feeling the effects of inflation on our wallets. A banking expert in Amarillo says in order to keep up with inflation, wages would need to go up nearly 8%. But as the Federal Reserve raises interest rates, the economy slows down.
And when they raise interest rates, that means that your savings accounts and your CDs will be higher. So there's an opportunity now for folks to save at a higher rate than what they have been able to do so. But it's likely that there will be some pain involved as rates go from perhaps up to 2% to 3% by the end of the year.
Ramsey says people may need to reevaluate their budgets to cut spending, which is going to help offset the increased food and energy costs. And you can read more about how to reduce spending on yourbasin.com.
Opening day is fast approaching for the Midland Rockhounds. Hear from the team as they get set to kick off the season. Coming up next.
A cold front is marching its way through the basin. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s north of I-20, but still fairly mild south of I-20 in the 60s and 70s this morning. But basin-wide, cooler air this afternoon. High temperatures in the 60s and 70s, cooling off into the 30s and 40s tonight. And I'll be talking about the below normal temperatures for the rest of the week.
And as we head to break, a reminder that if you see news happening, share your videos and photos on social media with us. Make sure you use the hashtag ABC Big 2 News.
And if you haven't done it yet, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We are ABC Big 2 News.
Are you looking for a job in the fast-paced world of news? ABC Big 2 is currently hiring for the following positions. Qualified applicants, head over to yourbasin.com and click on Work for Us under the Jobs tab.
Thank you, Permian Basin, for nominating the remarkable women in your life.
Now stay tuned as 4 of these inspirational stories are being featured on ABC Big 2 every Tuesday this month.
ABC Big 2, recognizing remarkable women.
When you need electrical repairs or installations for your home or business, Corey Sly Electrical Service is the #1 choice in the Permian Basin. You can trust that our electricians will handle the job safely and professionally. Our customers recommend us because we are dependable. Our electricians are licensed, have many years of experience, and provide upfront pricing on every job. Corey Sly Electrical Service is ready 24/7 for all your electrical needs. Call us today.
Professionally trained account executives help businesses get results through advertising. We are a results-driven team. Our ABC Big 2 account executives love helping your business tell your story to over 500,000 people in West Texas. We want to be your marketing partner. We're on fire about growing your business.
Since 1905, HEB has been proud to work with Texas growers because honestly, there's no taste like home. That's why we created our Texas Roots brand, which supports farmers and brings fresh, local produce to you faster. Whether it's strawberries from Poteet, greens and onions from the Rio Grande Valley, or dozens of other grapes grown around the state, we bring the best of Texas farms to Texas tables. Texas Roots, another reason why at my HEB, here, everything's better.
Are you or a loved one on a fast track to recovery or need a place to call home?
I'm Elizabeth Gonzalez with Ashton Medical Lodge. We offer short and long-term care in a warm and inviting atmosphere while providing high-quality, continuous care to meet each individual's needs. At Ashton Medical Lodge, we are always committed to the safety and well-being of our residents and their families. Give us a call or stop by today.
Watch ABC Big 2 News weeknights at 5, 6, and 10. And now, your local weather authority forecast.
Dusty and gusty. That's the big story this morning. And a live look at the Tall City. Camera is shaking because of a cold front coming through. Mostly clear skies overhead, but dusty conditions in the lower levels of the atmosphere because of the dry conditions, the windy conditions, winds gusting more than 40 miles per hour. And that dust is limiting visibility this morning, so please be careful on the roads. Below normal temperatures have come back across the Permian Basin. Take a look at the bigger picture throughout the entire country. We have this big low pressure system sweeping in colder air on the backside and clear skies here in West Texas, as we do notice that over the past several hours, this is not rain that is coming through. This is blowing dust through Doppler radar coming through. That's the cold front coming through. And again, windy conditions and dusty conditions for this morning as this cold front comes through. Now sagging south of I-10 and I-20. So the northern half of the basin, it's much cooler and cooler compared to what we'll be seeing for much cooler compared to 24 hours ago, There's winds from the northeast at 25 to 30 miles per hour, and there's pockets of reds in the Guadalupe Mountains. Winds gusting close to 50 to 60 miles per hour. Winds gusting more than 40 miles per hour in the eastern part of the basin. So, a windy morning as we do see that on this futurecast, but lighter winds later this afternoon as a high pressure system takes place with lighter winds, more pleasant conditions, and fairly mild conditions. But we got to get through the chillier and dusty conditions this morning. Temperatures starting off in the 40s and lower 50s, warming up throughout the afternoon in the 60s and 70s with mostly sunny skies, dry conditions, and mild conditions. High temperature, 71 degrees, 69 right around 5 p.m. So back as much as nearly 10 degrees below normal in many locations. We do see warmer air south of I-10, cooler air north of I-10, but as we head throughout the afternoon, basin-wide chillier air compared to yesterday. We were in the 80s and 90s today, 60s and 70s. You have to go to the Rio Grande, your Presidio, where it may reach the low to mid 80s for today, but cooling off tonight, 30s and 40s. Many places getting fairly close to the freezing mark, including the Midland and Odessa area. Low temperature tonight at 36 degrees. Mostly clear skies, and those winds a little bit breezier compared to this afternoon. Winds from the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour, at times making it feel below freezing. So, make sure you guys bundle up as this cold front makes its way through. Light jacket weather for today. High pressure system taking place with fairly light winds and fairly stable weather conditions this afternoon, and especially for tomorrow. High pressure system moving in the center part of Texas as temperatures warming up tomorrow in the 60s and 70s, near the 70-degree mark, close to 36 degrees for tomorrow morning, with cold conditions to start, but warmer conditions for tomorrow afternoon with sunny and less breezy conditions. So much more pleasant weather conditions later today and for tomorrow. But again, those overnights will be chilly. Low temperatures in the 30s, warming up to 73 degrees on Friday, 80s and 90s by the weekend with stronger winds, more humid conditions, and our next best chance of rain being on Sunday.
All right, thank you, Ryan. The time now is 6:47, and you're taking a look at Loop 250 in Midland Drive, where traffic is beginning to pick up out there, but is flowing pretty nicely. We will continue to keep you updated on your morning commute.
And now, your ABC Big 2 Sports.
Yesterday was Media Day for the Rockhounds, which means folks like me get to talk to the players and other members of the organization ahead of the 2022 season, which will begin on Friday at Amarillo. The Rockhounds, they finished last season 59-60, sixth best record in the league, and rocking a new look and a blend of new and returning talent. Midland, they've got high hopes for this coming season. The Rockhounds, who as you may know, are the AA affiliate for the Oakland A's. They're returning a number of players from last year's squad ahead of the team's 50th season. However, they'll likely get a number of new players after their big league affiliate trades some of their top players for a haul of prospects. The new players, they're going to be joining a foundation that's ready to go and familiar with the team already. Even though they have bigger aspirations of going to the majors, while they're here, they want to win.
Successful year for the team, winning the championship. You know, we got a really good team here. We got a great pitching staff, guys who can really hit. And you know, the goal is obviously to win a lot of games. And for me, you know, just going out there and dominating every time I'm on the mound. I don't want to put numbers on, but you know, honestly, just hit my spots, locate, and everything should take care of the rest.
And with opening day around the corner, the players are feeling the excitement, too, of getting a chance to play in games that count as they continue to earn minor league service time. For now, their focus is on the opening few games of the season and the excitement that baseball players feel at the start of a new season. Much of the excitement comes from the potential this year's group has to win, and with a large pool of talent, the anticipation has been growing with each passing day.
We're super excited. We have a great group of guys. It's actually pretty crazy how good our team's going to be on paper. We keep hearing that from Bobby and the front office guys, how good we're supposed to be. So we're pretty excited to get out here on the field and actually start playing some games. We've played together this spring, and we've got a really, really strong group of guys that we probably going to be the most fun group that I've played with. I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, we're looking forward to getting out there in Amarillo on Friday.
All right, and we will be there at Momentum Bank Ballpark on Tuesday for opening day. Excited for that. That'll do it for sports. Back over to you.
Well, over the past month, we have recognized 4 remarkable women around the basin. And out of the 4, one finalist was chosen. That's Suzanne Rathbun.
Our Aussie Mora and Madeline Bierster helped her celebrate the remarkable difference she has made in the community and will continue to for generations to come.
We surprised Suzanne Rathbun at her home with a limo provided by Big John's Limo Services, flowers from Market Street, and a luncheon by Librato in Midland. Needless to say, she didn't know this was coming.
I was totally shocked when I was nominated, and Carol Sullivan will be always in debt to me for nominating me.
She is a clinical associate academic advisor at the University of Texas Permian Basin who has been teaching for more than 20 years.
She's just a really inspirational person, and I just continue to just do things with her about once a month, and great colleague at the university, but also a better person in the community.
Suzanne's friends say it's hard to find a board she hasn't been on or an organization she hasn't been involved with. Suzanne's close friend and co-worker at UTPB, Carol Sullivan, who nominated her, says there's no one more fit to have the Remarkable Woman title.
The part that a lot of people don't know are those are the organizations, but the things that she has done on an individual basis. We would be out somewhere and somebody would say, Suzanne, help me with this, or I would never have graduated if not for Suzanne. And yeah, those are the stories that nobody really gets to hear.
Suzanne also got a makeover. Her hair was provided by Mint Salon in Midland, and she got several new outfits provided by Dillard's, all to make her feel truly as remarkable as everyone knows she is. Her message at the end of the day was to inspire others in our community to strive to be remarkable women as well.
Be involved in your community, find your passion. It could be picking up trash, it could be helping Big Brothers, Big Sisters, it could be helping Boys and Girls Clubs. I've done all of the above.
Now, the winner gets to choose a nonprofit of their choice where $1,000 will be donated.
Yeah, and Rathbun has chosen the Safe Place of the Permian Basin, and so we'll be there for that moment as well. And I love this campaign. I got to work on it a little bit and see all of the nominees that we had, and we had so many people writing in it. It was such a hard choice because all of the women that were nominated have done such incredible things.
Yeah, I'm sure each one of them has their own set of unique, things they've attributed to the community and things like that, so I'm sure the decision was difficult.
Yeah, but very excited that we got to highlight her and that she had an awesome day.
Indeed.
And you can read more about all of the women that we have honored so far right now on yourbasin.com. Now to your top stories at 6. Police are still searching for a Midland man who's been missing for 4 days now. 25-year-old Nathaniel Machuco was last seen on Sunday morning and was on his way to Andrews. Now police are asking for your help. If you have any information, give Midland Police a call.
Police in Andrews have found a suspect in connection to a theft. Officers say Tyler Rogers stole a vehicle and packages around the area. Rogers is now in custody in Gaines County.
And more refugees are leaving Ukraine and coming to the U.S. border looking for a place to stay. This week, volunteers in Tijuana say they've seen 2,500 Ukrainians pass through the border. Many are concerned about what this could mean for Title 42 as lawmakers debate whether to end the asylum policy. All right, let's send things over now to Ryan for a last look at weather.
Cold front is marching through the basin as we speak. Temperatures warming up in the 60s and 70s as opposed to the 80s and 90s yesterday. Windy conditions earlier, but lighter winds later in the day, dry and mostly sunny. High temperature 71 degrees in Midland and Odessa. Overnight low 36 degrees. Some places getting below the freezing mark tonight. Even cooler tomorrow, but light winds and sunny skies. 73 degrees on Friday. 80s and 90s over the weekend with stronger winds, more humid conditions. Our next best chance of rain being on Sunday before drying out early next week, but still very warm conditions early next week. So guys, once again, the temperature roller coaster continues.
It continues. All right, well, Cracker Jack is celebrating women in sports, selling now its Cracker Jill special edition bags. The company announced the debut of its newest 5 items, saying they wanted to celebrate women breaking barriers in sports and girls to feel represented. The bags will be available at baseball stadiums across the country, and you can get one by making a $5 donation to the Women's Sports Foundation, which pushes for equality in sports. This is a great thing they're doing here.
Hey, I mean, as a woman, love to see this Cracker Jill, a very fun way to highlight women in sports who obviously do make such a big contribution. You know what's weird though? Now that I'm thinking about it, this is such a classic snack.
I know.
And I've never had it before.
I was honestly thinking the same thing if
Really?
I've ever tried it either. I mean, I think it's just like caramelized popcorn, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Ryan, you're a big baseball fan. Have you tried this before?
No, I really haven't. I'm more of a sunflower seed type of guy.
Well, that might be something we need to get here then, some Cracker Jacks.
I was gonna say,
They'll make a mess here in the studio, though.
yeah, usually when I'm at a game, I'm more of a hot dog kind of gal.
Burger, hot dog. So I'm on board with the sunflower seeds too. I love a good sunflower seed.
Yeah, but again, a great campaign there. And hey, maybe this will motivate more people like us who haven't tried it before to make that donation and to try the Cracker Jill.
Indeed. All right, well, we're staying live and local next at 7 on Fox 24 with another hour of Good Morning Basin.
Yeah, here's a look at what's coming up in the next hour.
Coming up, Elon Musk is taking to Twitter why he's making the change.
Plus, more people are experiencing sticker shock, how gas prices are turning more people to electric cars. That's all coming up in the 3rd hour of Good Morning Basin next at 7 on Fox 24. We'll hope to see you over there and have a great day, everyone.